Peace, peace, peace. We about to start in like 2 minutes. Peace, peace. Shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure you hit the like button. Peace, peace, peace. Shout out to everybody in the building. Thank you. Thank everybody for pulling up. We're gonna have a great show tonight. We're gonna get started right away. Shout out to Lord of Slaughter in the building. All that. Wait, one moment. We're gonna get started in like 30 more seconds. Yeah. Okay, we back. We back. Sorry about that, family. We back. Having some technical issues. Let me make sure my audio is good. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to CD No Handle in the building. Oh yeah, you didn't get demoted. You didn't get demoted. I just was that's what I was telling you before. You had a wrench. I was checking something out and I made a mistake and took it away from you. I was waiting for you to come back and alive and comment so I could give it back to you, but you never showed back up. This is the first time I'm seeing you since then. Shout out to East Coast Kev in the building. Shout out to Justin March, my first moderator in the building. He just gifted 10 memberships. Family, if Justin March gifts you a membership, make sure you say thank you to him and make sure you keep it going. Much appreciate all the support, Justin March. Also, salute to That's Amazing. You just sent some jewels. Again, like I couldn't see it, but Justin March let me know that you sent it. So salute to That's Amazing. Thank you for that support. We already had LB 360 set it off with $2. You're right. A whole lot of ones beat a whole lot of nuns any day of the week. Much appreciated for setting it off with that $2. You already know. Peace to everybody. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, McKenzie. You already know. BYB. That's the new thing. You already know. BYB. That's what we pushing. Family, you can always support the stream. Make sure you are hitting the thumbs up. You sharing the stream, liking it. You subscribing to my channel, all my channels. You hitting the bell. You donating. PayPal, Cash App. It's in the pinned comment right there. Go subscribe to my second channel. Do all that good stuff. Hit the reaction heart. Send fire emojis. Do it all. Shout out to CD No Handle for following up with $2. With $2. You already know. Whole lot of ones beat a whole lot of nuns any day of the week. Much appreciated. to all the support I'm getting. Much appreciated. It's much appreciated. Thank you for all the love. For some reason, the goal number doesn't go up, but I'm keeping track of the goal. So we already got 2 donations so far. So yeah, we're gonna keep it going. And because East Coast Kevin's in the building, we're gonna start it off with the video that he had sent me that I was supposed to do a minute ago. So yeah, we about to start it off. Shout out to everybody in the building. Yep, we could do the $2 challenge. CD No Handle put it out there. Yeah, $2 challenge, family. Let's see if we can get that going. But yeah, let's start the show off because we got a lot to do tonight. Oh, shout out to Justin March coming back again with another $2. Yeah, with a $2. He already started it off with the gift and the membership. Now he keeping the trend going with the $2. Oh, shout out to East Coast Kev for coming through with the 5. Much appreciated. All the love. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. I appreciate it all. Again, whole lot of ones beat a whole lot of nuns. And I'm thankful for all the support I get. Helping to keep this war going. Helping to keep me going. But yeah, let's get this started. Let's get this started. This is let me see. Let me share my screen. Let me make sure that people can see me. Yeah, this is Genius TV. Yeah, Genius TV. We back, family. This is for Killer Kev. We talking about the reparations, and matter of fact, we just gonna let her get into it because this is about the reparations for January 6th. But yeah, let's get started.
Mr. Attorney General, this is an outrageous, unprecedented slush fund that you set up. Simple question: Will individuals who assaulted Capitol Hill police officers be eligible for this fund?
Well, as it explained, anybody is
just let me know if they're eligible for the fund.
As was made plain yesterday, anybody in this country is eligible to apply if they believe they're a victim of weaponization.
Mr. Attorney General, let me ask you this: are there going to be rules that say that if you've assaulted a Capitol Hill police officer or committed a violent crime, you will not be eligible? Why not make that a rule?
I expect that because I'm not one of the commissioners setting up the rules. I expect
you're appointing
that there will
4
be
of the 5 members, aren't you, Mr. Attorney General?
Pardon me?
You're appointing 4 of the 5 members.
I am appointing all 5
You can certainly set up the rules. I would hope you would make a rule that anyone convicted of assaulting a police officer of a violent crime is simply not eligible. They should not apply.
Republicans have never been big on any form of like reparations, like payment back on anything. That's all I can see when I see this fund. Mm-hmm. I'm not a big reparations person. If there are reparations, the only people that should be in that line are Black Americans.
My people, President Trump shocked the country and the world last week, including his own Republican Party, when he announced that he's creating a $1.8 billion fund to compensate Americans who feel they were mistreated by their government. And now, before you think this is about redlining, before you think this is about the descendants of enslaved people who were promised 40 acres and got nothing, before you think this is about Tulsa or COINTELPRO or mass incarceration, Jim Crow, or the generations of Black families whose wealth, neighborhoods, and futures were systematically destroyed by the American state, before you think that's what this is about, this fund, let me stop you right there. Pause. Okay? Because this fund is not for Black America. This fund could benefit people connected to January 6th. Yes, this
is for people who did January 6th and others. This is basically just one big slush fund. The person got it right. One big slush fund. We already know. Like, again, the Republicans are totally unprincipled. They supposed to be anti-reparations, but look at this. They're giving out reparations, and they also pro-reparations for Jews all the way also, too. They only anti-reparations when it comes to Black people. Like I always tell people, this whole social conservative movement, it was just anti-Blackness. That's it. Masquerading as fiscal responsibility and caring about morality. No, it was just all anti-Blackness. Shout out to you, Mackenzie. You don't got again. If you ain't got no bread, that's fine. Like I said, you said you was gonna send fire emojis. You sent them. That's support. Again, all I ask is for people to support any way they can. If all you can do is support by dropping comments and engaging with the chat, I much appreciate it. If all you could do is support is by hitting the like button, much appreciated. If all you could do is support by hitting the reaction heart, much appreciated. Any support is much appreciated. Shout out to everybody who supported me so far. Let me see. Milton Allen for the 2. CD No Handle following up again with another 5. Madison for 199. And Milton Allen for another 2. Whole lot of ones beat a whole lot of nuns. I'm thankful for all the support I get. You're right, Justin March. Engagement helps. Like, don't feel bad if you can't send no bread. If you could send a comment and you send in those comments, you staying engaged with the content, you sharing it, you are doing your part too. Thank you.
Same January 6th, where rioters stormed the United States Capitol, assaulted police officers, smashed windows, and tried to overturn an American election. And now, somehow, some of those same people are being reframed not as insurrectionists, but as victims. Meanwhile, Black America is being told once again to wait. Wait, while nearly 800,000 Black workers have lost jobs over the past year. Wait, while DEI programs are dismantled across corporate America and the federal government.
Wait, she got it wrong right there. Black America is not being told to wait. They being told no. We are being told no. Trump already said no. He sent the person to the UN to say no. No reparations for Black people. Slavery was legal. We don't owe you nothing. So that we not being told to wait. We being told no. We being told no. We being told welfare is our reparations. We being told that Barack Obama was our reparations. You're not even being told wait. We being told no. Shout out to Milton Allen for the fire emojis. Keep it coming.
Wait. While reparations remain too divisive, too expensive, too complicated, apparently even too controversial to seriously study after decades. Yeah, my people, that's exactly where we are. An America where descendants of slavery are still fighting for conversation, while people tied to an attack on the Capitol may receive compensation first. Because when Black people ask for justice, America suddenly goes broke. America doesn't know how to do it. There's no mechanism for this. But when political allies demand compensation, the money appears overnight. $1.8 billion. No congressional vote, no debate, done. And whether you're a Republican, whether you're a Democrat, whether you're an independent, Black, white, or somewhere in between, this moment should force every one of us to ask a very uncomfortable question. Who truly gets recognized as a victim in America? And who gets told to just move on? Let's break it down.
Oh, gotta fast forward past this because, you know, don't want no copyright issues.
Hello and welcome to The Breakdown, where we center Africa and the Black world in today's global affairs. I'm your host, Sandra Bebu Boateng. Now, if you're new to our channel, welcome, and I'd love to invite you to join our family here at Panagenius TV. So take a quick second to subscribe and also hit the notification bell for alerts. And hey, we're headed to Ghana in February 2027 for our very first homecoming tour. This is an opportunity to connect, to build relationships.
Of course, none of that fiscal conservative conversation is nowhere to be found. It's all out the window. It was always a lie. It was always a lie. Always. All this stuff was always a lie. Always. Like you can't like I don't know how anybody is still falling for this. Like nobody, let me say this. Nobody is falling for this. Either you is too stupid to understand the issue, or you're not an American, or you're just plain stupid. Or you're like a young person. Nobody else is falling for this. Like there is no falling for this. Maybe a young person, maybe somebody who's literally too stupid to understand the what's going on here. But everybody else, nobody else is falling for this. Yeah, states' rights. That's cap. Nobody cares about states' rights. States like when they say states' rights, it was like states' rights to do what? Abuse black people. That's it. That's it. Yeah, let's get back to this though.
Because it helps a lot. All right, now, let's start with exactly what happened because the details matter.
Breaking news, the Trump administration has just announced a $1.7 billion taxpayer fund to compensate what it calls prosecuted allies. And they gave it a name, the Anti-Weaponization Fund. This comes after President Trump dropped his $10 billion lawsuit against the IRS.
So on Monday, May 18th, 2026, the Department of Justice announced the creation of what they're calling the Anti-Weaponization Fund, $1.776 billion. And I want you to notice that number because we're coming back to it. Now, here's the first thing you need to understand. Congress did not vote on this. Nobody elected to represent you actually signed off on this. This fund was created through a private deal, a settlement between President Trump and the federal government that Trump runs. Can't make it up. So here's how that worked. Back in January 2025, Trump personally sued the IRS for $10 billion. His claim that the IRS failed to protect him when his tax returns were leaked to the press. Now, a sitting president suing his own government for $10 billion is already unhinged. But stay with me for a minute. On May 18th, Trump dropped that lawsuit. And in exchange, the Justice Department, which Trump controls, agreed to set up this nearly $1.8 billion fund. So let's be clear about what this is. The president sued himself, yes, then settled with himself, yes, and is using your tax dollars to pay himself, but not really himself, his allies, through this fund.
That's exactly what's going on. And this is disgraceful and this is disgusting. And yes, Madison, they do have the money to pay reparations. Like the whole concept that America doesn't have the money is a lie. It's a lie. America, there's no such thing as a resource shortage in America. There's no such thing. The money is here. The thing is, they don't want to do it. Like the money is here for America to do whatever it wants to do. That's how rich of a country America is. There is no resource scarcity here. Nobody just wants to do anything, or they're just too racist to do things. That's why things are not getting done. That's it.
That's not hyperbole. That's a transaction.
Here, the Justice Department is asking that roughly $2 billion be transferred to the U.S. Treasury, and that fund will be available for people to apply if they believe they have been unjustly targeted by the Justice Department. The acting attorney general saying the fund will have the power to issue formal apologies and monetary relief owed to claimants. Submissions of claims are voluntary, and they also say here there are no partisan requirements to file a claim.
Now let's talk about who this fund actually is for. The DOJ says that it's for people who, quote, suffered weaponization and lawfare under previous administrations. Now, that language is doing a lot of work. So let me translate. They mean Trump's political allies. Yes, people Trump has spent years claiming were unfairly targeted by the justice system. And at the top of that list, the nearly 1,600 people charged in connection with January 6th. And here's where it gets really interesting, right? When reporters asked Vice President J.D. Vance whether January 6 rioters, including people convicted of attacking police officers, would be eligible for payments, this is what he said.
I understand that everybody is eligible to apply for this fund. I mean, you're eligible, but I assume you're not going to apply. You don't think you should get money out of this fund. So isn't it just as easy to say that people that attacked police officers should not get taxpayer money from this fund?
Well, look, John, we're not trying to give money to anybody who attacked a police officer. We're trying to give money, not give money. We're trying to compensate people where the book was thrown at them. They were mistreated by the legal system. Sometimes, you know, we do have, John, in this country, innocent until proven guilty. We do have people who were accused of attacking law enforcement officers. That doesn't mean that we're going to completely ignore some of the claims that they're going to make. We're going to evaluate these things on a case-by-case basis. And if we think that somebody, whatever they were accused of, if we think that somebody was unfairly prosecuted and deserves just compensation, then that's what this fund is going to exist to provide. It's just going to correct a wrong, and I think that's a good thing.
We do have people who are accused of.
This is just a one big slush fund. It's just one big slush fund. You're right, East Coast Cav. This guy is disgusting. This guy on JD Vance is just totally disgusting. Like, he's another one. Like, come on. You called Trump Hitler. You was literally calling Trump Hitler, and now you're his vice president. Like, you can't make this up. You can't make this up. Exactly. Unfairly prosecuted when you were caught on camera doing this. Like, nonsense. It's all lies. Yes, the police should get the money, but they're not going to get the money. They're not going to get the money. Yes, that's what I said. Donald Trump is basically Andrew Johnson. Donald Trump is basically Andrew Johnson at this point. He's just Andrew Johnson. Let me see. Yeah, exactly. It's just disgusting. It's just crazy. Just all the way crazy, all the way disgusting. Yeah, let's get back to this.
Attacking law enforcement officers. That doesn't mean we're going to completely ignore their claims. The acting Attorney General, Todd Blanche, was asked the same question in a Senate hearing.
Mr. Attorney General, this is an outrageous, unprecedented slush fund that you set up. Simple question. Will individuals who assaulted Capitol Hill police officers be eligible for this fund?
Well, as it makes plain, anybody is
just let me know if they're eligible for the fund.
As was made plain yesterday, anybody in this country is eligible to apply if they believe they're a victim of weaponization.
Mr. Attorney General, let me ask you this. Are there going to be rules that say that if you've assaulted a Capitol Hill police officer or committed a violent crime, you will not be eligible? Why not make that a rule?
I expect that, because I'm not one of the commissioners setting up the rules. I expect
you're appointing 4 of the 5 members, aren't you, Mr. Attorney General?
Pardon me?
You're appointing 4 of the 5 members.
I am appointing all 5 members.
You can certainly set up the rules. I would hope you would make a rule that anyone convicted of assaulting a police officer or a violent crime is simply not eligible. They should not apply.
Anybody in this country can apply. What about the Proud Boys? What about the Oath Keepers? Will you at least rule them out? Blanche said the commission will set the rules. That's not for me to set. So there are no rules yet, no eligibility criteria, no cap on how much any one person can actually receive. And here's the cherry on top. The payouts are secret. Yes, the public will not know who got money or how much.
Oh, I didn't know that. I did not know that the payouts were secret. Good thing. Shout out to East Coast Cav again for recommending this video. I did not know the payments were going to be secret to the point where you don't know who's getting the money and how much money they're getting. I did not know that. Salute again for recommending this video.
And Trump can fire anyone on the 5-person oversight board at any time for any reason. And you should know this. 2 Capitol police officers who were beaten defending the building on January 6th filed a lawsuit to block this fund. Their complaint calls it, quote, the most brazen act of presidential corruption this century has seen. They wrote that the fund sends a message to anyone who might attack them in the future. The violence in Trump's name will not just go unpunished. It will actually be rewarded with riches. That's where we are. But now let me walk you through what that same government, the U.S. government, has said when Black people asked for something.
H.R. 40 has a name. It is the Commission to Study Slavery and Develop Reparation Proposals. Historically, it is, of course, the reflection of the 40 acres and a mule that General Sherman wanted to give the freed slaves, and they were freed at that time, along the southeastern border of the United States. He had 400,000 acres, prepared to give 40 acres so that these families could survive. And the military was going to give them each a mule that they no longer needed so that they could be productive and produce. But the next president snatched it away. The government of the United States snatched it away. H.R. 40 is about the government's action in continuing the legacy or the impact of slavery and the impact of that through the 20th century and even today.
I want to introduce you to a bill called H.R. 40. H.R. 40, named after the 40 acres and a mule promise that was made to freed enslaved people after the Civil War and then immediately taken back. This bill has been introduced in Congress every single year since 1980, nearly 40 years. And here's the thing that I need you to really sit with. H.R. 40 is not asking for reparations, right? Not directly. It is asking for a commission to study whether reparations should happen. That's it. Not a check, not a program, just a study, a conversation, a seat at the table to even discuss what was done. That's it. And for almost 40 years, Congress has refused to give it a full vote. Now, it was reintroduced again last year, in February 2025, by Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley and Senator Cory Booker, right in the middle of Trump gutting DEI programs across the federal government.
We're at a critical inflection point in America, and the moment cannot be more urgent. With Black history under attack and white supremacy emboldened, there is no better time to introduce this bill than during Black History Month, a time when we reflect on our history, our struggle, and our collective power. And I'll say, it is also not only about Black history, but it is about Black futures. More than 4 centuries ago, Africans were kidnapped, trafficked, and enslaved, forced to build this country under horrific brutality, an economy which we still benefit from today. Rice, sugar, tobacco, cotton. And even after the Civil War, emancipation, and the 13th Amendment, the legacy of slavery endured in other forms, codified in law to deny Black Americans freedom, opportunity, and dignity. And that's what brings us here today. This brutality, these injustices, these horrors were not things just happened within the culture by osmosis. They were legislated. Today, with Donald Trump and Republicans waging their coordinated and at times unlawful assault on Black folks and Black history, we will not allow that history to be erased. We will not allow it to be whitewashed. H.R. 40 is a powerful reminder of the work that remains and offers us a pathway toward truth, reconciliation, and accountability. To be clear, this bill is not a symbolic gesture, but rather a meaningful step toward repairing the deep structural injustices that continue to harm Black communities today.
By last June,
Yes. But it's like, yeah, they probably never going to get that full vote. Like, especially now, not to be doomer, but yeah, I don't see the full vote ever coming for the HR 40, especially as of now, in the foreseeable future. I don't see it. But yes, Speaker Johnson did refuse to install plaques honoring the officers who died. Like, they just again, that back the blue stuff, that was always fake. That was back the police as they kill Black people. They don't care about the police. They don't like the police. Like, none of that. Because they're not serious about reparations. Like, I already exposed them when I even put up the reparations bill that Cori Bush put out and Jamal Bowman. They didn't support that, and that was calling for 14 trillion. Remember, if you add up the 40 acres in the mill, the value of that's about $400,000 in today's money, right? Or when they did that number. And if you times it by how many Black people was in America at the time, it was like 40 something, right? Million in America. That gives you about $14 trillion. They put forth a bill to get the $14 trillion to be paid out to Black people. You know, none of the FBA bozos talked about it, right? You know, none of them supported Cori Bush, right? She even got voted out. You know, none of them supported Jamal Bowman or anybody else who signed on to it. They never even talked about it. They didn't even mention it. They didn't even mention it at all. Didn't even mention it. Yep, the entire world saw it. They definitely did see it. Yeah, Tariq showed up. No, he didn't get laughed out the building. He almost started a fight at the place. That's why he had to leave the building. He almost started a fight with some indigenous bozos. Because remember, this is the time when he first started beefing with the indigenous bozos real hard. Yeah, so no, he didn't have to get escorted out because he got laughed at. No, he started a fight. He started a fight. But yeah, let's get back to this.
The bill had the support of 85 members of Congress and over 100 national organizations. But still, the bill is sitting in committee. It is still waiting for attention. Now, I already know what some people are going to say. They're going to say, well, reparations are too complicated, that it's hard to figure out who qualifies, that the logistics are impossible. Now, let's deal with that right now, because the federal government has done this before. In 1988, under Ronald Reagan, yes, Ronald Reagan, the United States government passed the Civil Liberties Act and paid reparations to Japanese Americans who were forced into internment camps during World War II. Each survivor received $20,000 in a formal apology from the government. No 40-year wait, no endless committee hearings. They identified a harm that the government caused. They said sorry, and they wrote a check. The mechanism exists. The precedent exists. The government knows how to do this. So when they tell you that reparations for Black Americans are too complicated, too hard to figure out, what they're really telling you is that it's too inconvenient, that the people asking don't matter enough to make it convenient. And then on a Monday morning in May 2026, they built a $1.8 billion fund in 72 hours for people who feel like being prosecuted for their crimes was unfair. Don't tell me the government doesn't know how to move fast when it wants to. They absolutely
do. So what Tariq got to say about this? Tariq got this. He blamed the Democrats. He said it's the Democrats' fault. He said he instead of blaming Trump or talking about how Trump and them said they didn't want to give Black people reparations and how they giving other people reparations, he just started blaming the Democrats. But yeah, I found the video. Here we go. This is Tariq fighting at the reparations hearings.
We're not players. So when you all remember us, you want to be back on our record. And that's
Yep, let's continue on. Let's watch the rest of that. Let me see. Where the rest of it. Yep, that's Tariq. Almost got it popping at the reparations thing. Yep, that's what they do. As I said, that's the most fighting Tariq ever did for reparations. Fighting some other Black people, some indigenous bozos. Yeah, I know Brazil had their own January 6th, and it failed. And what's his name? President Bolsonaro got thrown in jail. And now he's so old and washed up, they want to like put him on like house arrest or whatever the case may be. Yeah. Yeah. But the lady who called Tariq an agent is herself an agent. Like she's like an indigenous bozo. They was mad at Tariq because Tariq violated the indigenous movement. After the indigenous bozos was sucking Tariq off and Tariq used them for clout and didn't need them no more, he violated them. She wasn't calling him no agent because he's like working for white nationalists. That's what that was about. Yeah, that was Tariq's security who was holding him back. Yeah, Tariq came there with security. That's what I said. Like Tariq came there looking for trouble. He even said some slick stuff to them before that. That's what started the whole situation off. I ain't found that video, but yeah, he had said some slick stuff before that. Yeah, he definitely did. He definitely did, but it didn't work. But yeah, let's get back to this.
They do. The question has never been, can they? It has always been, for who? Now let's talk about the word weaponization, because the Trump administration has built an entire political universe around it, and it's worth unpacking. The argument, if we can call it that, is that when the DOJ, Department of Justice, under former President Biden, prosecuted people for January 6th, that was an act of political warfare, right? That it was the government being used as a weapon against innocent people. Now, let me be very precise here, right? Because I think precision is very important. The people being described as victims of weaponization broke through police barriers. They beat officers with flagpoles. They smashed windows. They threatened to hang the vice president. They interrupted the certification of a democratic election. And then they were prosecuted for those things that they did. That's not weaponization. That is the justice system functioning as designed. But the same government that calls that weaponization, that calls prosecuting a crime an injustice worth $1.8 billion, that same government has looked at centuries of documented, deliberate, state-sanctioned destruction of Black life and wealth and said, crickets, absolutely nothing about it. And I want you to think about that for a second and just how painful it must be to watch your government compensate people who committed crimes, were tried and were convicted, compensate them for their trouble and inconvenience, while you, a descendant of people who were legally enslaved, who were promised land and had it seized back, who built generational wealth that was bombed in Tulsa and burned in Rosewood, who were systematically denied mortgages and loans by federal policy for decades, who were surveilled and sabotaged by the FBI, still waiting for a commission to decide if a conversation is even worth having. Still waiting. 40 years you're waiting. And look, I want to be.
Yeah, and we're going to keep waiting. It's going to be even worse. Oh, your tech homeboy? That's maybe because you're watching it from another channel, because I'm currently streaming from all my YouTube channels. You got to make sure you go to the main one. Yeah, you got to watch it on the main one. That's probably why you're saying you're only seeing 3 views. You got to watch it on the main one. Oh, yeah, you watching it from the main one. I can see you in the main chat. Yeah, you in the main chat now. You say both, bro. Yeah, you in the main chat right now. So I don't know. They're saying you can't. You in the main chat and they're saying you can't send a super thanks. That's crazy. I don't know why that's doing that. Yeah, you might have to do that. You might have to close it and reopen and just open it on the main one. That's it. But shout out to everybody in the building. We got we got 80 people in the building. Yeah, let's keep this going.
Be fair here, right? I understand that not everyone who feels that they were mistreated by the justice system is a January 6th writer, right? There are legitimate conversations to have about prosecutorial overreach in this country. That is real. But that conversation applies to Black and brown defendants at a rate that dwarfs anything happening in MAGA world. The prison industrial complex is not exactly overflowing with Trump supporters who got a raw deal, right? The people that this fund is designed for, the Proud Boys, the Oath Keepers, the militia members, they attacked police officers and tried to overturn an election. And the Trump government's response has been pardon them, vacate their convictions. And now, let's write them a check.
Republicans have never been big on any form of like reparations, like payment back on anything. That's all I can see when I see this fund. I'm not a big reparations person. If there are reparations, the only people that should be in that line are Black Americans. That is the only people. And Native Americans. I do not need to leave out Native Americans. That's the only thing that tracks in my mind. If you're talking about people who have been wronged, let's look at the laws in the books. One more.
And the Japanese.
And the Japanese who were interned on their own country. How about not Mike Lindell? Okay, not Mike Lindell. Any more?
Exactly. Shout out to Monty Burner for the 2. Whole lot of ones beat a whole lot of nuns. Thank you for the support. Thank you for supporting the channel. Yeah, East Coast Crib, I know they suppressing my channel. Yeah, I'm definitely, because again, like I said, once you get certain flags or certain strikes on your channel, YouTube takes you right out the algorithm. And every time a strike I get the strikes off, I don't even get 48 hours before more come on. Don't even get 48 hours. Thank you for the fire emoji. Most likely she don't. She could just be saying that, but yeah, you never know. Yeah, let's get back to this. Shout out to everybody in the building. We on our way to 100 people in the building.
Now let's zoom out, because I think it's important to understand that this fund is not just about January 6th. It's not even really about the IRS lawsuit. This is a loyalty infrastructure, and it's been built deliberately. Yes. Think about what Trump has now done for his most devoted supporters. He pardoned nearly all of the January 6th rioters on his first day in office. Then his DOJ moved to vacate the sedition convictions of the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers leadership, people convicted of planning and executing an attack on the government. And now there's a nearly $1.8 billion fund that may actually pay them. Pardoned, convictions erased, and now potentially getting paid. That is a 3-layer protection system for political violence. And the message it sends is not subtle, right? If you act in...
That's a fact. A lot of Trump supporters were PDF files. That's why that's why I told people that the Epstein thing was never going to be a big thing. It wasn't going to, people thought, oh, the Epstein file is going to take Trump down. And they're going to take, how's going to take Trump down when a lot of his supporters would have loved to have been on Epstein Island. They ain't mad that they couldn't be with Epstein. They happy. They're like, oh, I got a president that's doing the Epstein stuff. He's just like me. He's just like me. That's why when Trump, when the Epstein stuff came out, how many people you saw defending it? MAGA people defending it. They was defending it. Salute, Brandon. Dad, how you say your name? 906. How you say your name? I don't know how to say this name. Maybe I got to click on your profile and maybe you got a name there. Yeah. Yep. Who loves abortion? Who loves abortion? Oh, yeah. Like the MAGA. Yeah, they love abortion. They just pretend they don't.
Trump's name, the consequences will not only be removed, you might actually profit. You just might. A former January 6th prosecutor said the prospect of Proud Boys and Oath Keepers receiving substantial payouts alarmed him specifically because of what they could do with that money. Recruitment, weapons, organizing. These are not retired grandparents who wandered into the Capitol by accident. These are organized militia groups. And this administration is potentially about to give them a financial windfall with taxpayer money, in secret, with no public record of who got what. Senator Ron Wyden called it among the most corrupt acts in American political history. Representative Jamie Raskin called it a political grievance fund. Civil rights attorney Aaron Rachelin Melnick wrote simply that this is a theft far worse than Watergate. And all of this is happening at the exact same time that this administration has gutted DEI programs across the federal government, ended affirmative action enforcement, attacked HBCUs, and made sure that H.R. 40, the reparations study bill, stays buried. The contrast isn't accidental, you see. It is the point. When you gut the programs that support Black advancement and create a fund that rewards white grievance in the same breath, that's not coincidence. That's a governing philosophy. So, my people, let's land this. There are three things that I want you to walk away from this video knowing, clearly, precisely, and with receipts. Number one, I want you to know that the mechanism for reparations exists. The government knows how to build a compensation fund. They did it for Japanese American internment survivors in 1988. They just did it again in 2026, in 72 hours, for Trump's political allies. The argument that reparations for Black Americans are somehow too logistically complicated to even attempt is not a policy position. It is one thing and one thing only: an excuse. The only question is whether there's political will. And political will comes from deciding who matters. Number two, I want you to know this, that the standard is different. The standard is different, and it always has been. Documented centuries-long government-sanctioned harm against Black Americans, harm with paper trails, with federal policies attached to it, with names and dates, and specific dollar amounts of wealth that was destroyed. That requires a 40-year steady process that still hasn't resulted in one single vote. Feeling like your criminal prosecution was politically motivated? Well, that's worth $1.8 billion. No questions asked, delivered in secret. I don't need to editorialize that, right? The numbers speak. Number three, I want you to know that this is what hierarchy looks like in policy form. Yeah. We talk a lot about systemic racism as an abstract concept, right? As a feeling, as something that people debate. But this right here, this is a line item in the DOJ budget. This is a legal document. This is a real amount of money going to real people based on a real decision about who's paying. Who's paying the government considers legitimate. That's not abstract. That's not a feeling. That is policy. Policy. And policy is just priorities written into law. They built a fund in 72 hours for people who attacked American democracy. But Black America has been asking for a commission. Again, not a check, not a program, just a commission to study the question for 40 years. If that doesn't tell you everything you need to know about who this government believes deserves repair, whose pain and suffering they prioritize, then I genuinely don't know what will.
Yeah, I won't know what will neither. Let me make sure I like this video. Make sure y'all go subscribe to the sister channel. She'll be doing some great work. But Brandon, you asked this question. Yeah, we about to go to that next right here. Can y'all see my screen? For all y'all who don't know, I didn't watch this live. I didn't watch this video, but for all y'all who don't know, Tariq is now attacking Poetik Flakko. And this is what I was talking about too when I was saying how Poetik Flakko, like some years ago, was being nice to Tariq and trying to like platform him so he could talk about FBA and defending the FBA hate cult. I knew they was going to turn on you eventually because that's what they do. They snakes. They scorpions. No matter what you do for them, they're going to find a way to attack you. And look, they're attacking Poetik Flakko right now. They're attacking him. And you know why they're attacking him? Matter of fact, let's play the clip.
So let's
see. Let's start it.
So what Sneeko does is he begins to weaponize a group of people that despise academics. And who is that group of people? Well, the FBA, right? The FBA group led by Tariq Nasheed. Because Sneeko would then start saying, hey, you not FBA, you's an immigrant. So what Sneeko does is he begins.
I haven't watched this, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. So now you got Sneeko, who's beefing with academics because he's defending Chud the Builder. That's the beef. Sneeko wants to defend Chud the Builder, so now he's beefing with academics because academics is going against Chud the Builder. So Sneeko has been getting curb stomped this whole time debating. So I guess his new tactic is to turn around and use demagoguery and say, well, academics, you're not FBA. So why are you worried about it? Or you can't speak on this topic. You're not FBA. Mind you, Sneeko is like what? Half Haitian, half Filipino or something like that. He's literally co-opting the FBA hate cult's talking points to try to shut down Discord. And instead of FBA going against him like, hey, Sneeko, don't be trying to use our talking points to try to make academics be quiet because you want to defend Chud the Builder. Nope. They siding with Sneeko. You see Tariq right now, right? Is he going at Sneeko for saying that, for defending Chud the Builder, for trying to use FBA to defend Chud the Builder? The answer is no. He's attacking everybody else except Sneeko and Chud the Builder. And you can't tell me Tariq is not a blade. Tariq is a blade. Look at this picture. He's a blade. Who would even think to even do something like this? This is what the first thing that popped in your mind when you saw Poetik Flakko. There's a million fat jokes and fat pictures you could have made without doing this. Tariq is a blade. Nobody can convince me otherwise. He a blade. Too many times I'm seeing too much mook stuff on his thing. He a blade. He a blade. But I found, let me get that off the screen because we don't need to be looking at that. I found the video right here. This is the video with Poetik Flakko talking about Sneeko and them. Again, I have not watched this, so we're gonna put this we're gonna speed this up a little bit so we can hopefully get to that part. Okay, so shout out to everybody in the building. Blade, yeah, blade. That's like a New York term. That means gay. Like if somebody calls somebody a blade, say, "Oh, you a blade." That's them calling you gay. Yeah, Tariq is a blade. You can't convince me otherwise at this point. Like, what would make you think to even do a picture like that? And his audience sitting there giggling like little hoes about it. Like, why would you go to that? Exactly. Exactly. You say you never heard of it? I don't know how you never heard of it. Maybe more because it's like, maybe because it's the circles I be in sometimes. That's why I heard the term. Yeah, blade. But go ask somebody, ask somebody in the street, like especially somebody young. Be like, yo, you know what a blade is? Yeah, I bet you they know what it is. But yeah, let's get into this. Let's see what Poetik Flakko got to say. I got him in like half speed. I mean, 1.5 speed.
DJ Academics and Sneeko are officially ops after this Chud debate. They have officially burned the bridges of their friendship, and now they're beefing online after this Chud debate. Because after the debate, the comments were pretty brutal to Sneeko. And not only were the comments brutal to Sneeko, Academics and his commentary after the debate were pretty much saying how he watched Sneeko. You know, he didn't break a sweat. And Sneeko took a lot of offense to what Academics was saying after the debate. He believed it was a pile on to the fan comments.
I think Ack posted the debate. Let's see some of the comments on this. Y'all forgot Sneeko is actually a clown. This is why people punch on Sneeko. Look at this, 1.2K likes. Exactly why bro got punched on and choked out. How can a non-black person tell a black person what's offensive? Okay. And Sneeko surprised when he got punched in NYC.
Look at Sneeko being Haitian when it's convenient. Being Haitian when it's convenient. Shaking my head. Shaking my head.
A non-black telling blacks how to feel about oppression will never be okay.
Why they got to keep doing this weirdo sound effects? Shout out to everybody in the building. We got over 100 people in the building. Make sure y'all supporting the stream, family, any way you can. PayPal, Cash App, super thanks, super chat, gifts, jewels, thumbs up, emojis, hitting that reaction heart, comments, joining the channel. Like, all that is support. Hitting the bell, everything. Subscribing to all my channels because I'm streaming on multiple channels. Yes, that's all support. But yeah, let's get back to this. This is crazy.
We defeated that nigga with a couple of free throws and 2 technical fouls. That was, we were doing like the Angel Reese, a bunch of me bounce. We beat his ass with a bunch of me bounce. I didn't even think this was going to go viral, but look all over the internet, 8 million views. Everybody and their mama calling me, saying, embarrass Sneeko. I have to tell each and every one of them, that's my friend. I'm still cool with him, but I vehemently disagree with him on this. And I have to vocalize it because if I allow his voice to go uncontested, people might think that's actually facts. I wasn't even thinking about it in the wins and losses until Sneeko hit me back up last night, wanting a run back. I'm like, okay, it's a round 2. Okay. All right. So it's okay. It's okay. Sneeko, I know your community might not be the most proud of you. I'll give you a run back. Hopefully your logic is a little bit better.
They ran it back for part 2, and I mean, like, nothing changed. Like, people who were rooting for Sneeko continue to root for Sneeko. People who was rooting for Academics continue to root for Academics. Nothing in part 2 really helped change or sway the public opinion. It stayed where it is, right? People thought that Academics got the best of Sneeko round 1, and round 2, nothing really changed, to be honest. Because Sneeko, to his credit, was taking the unpopular stance. Like, the stance of defending Chud the Builder was the unpopular stance. So,
come on, Poetik Flakko, you got to stop doing that. Come on. You got to stop taking up for Sneeko. I don't know what kind of relationship y'all got. Sneeko was not just like playing devil's advocate or something like that. Sneeko really believes that. It wasn't, so he don't deserve no credit. Sneeko taking up for Chud the Builder is no different than any racist white person taking up for Chud the Builder.
So if clips hit the timeline of anybody rebuttaling or offering up any type of resistance, of course you're gonna get roasted. Of course you're gonna be told you got destroyed. And being told that you got destroyed would be easier to swallow if the person being told that they destroyed you was not online letting the world know, yeah, bro, I destroyed him. Again, it's academics' right. It's his right to gloat. It's his right to do, his celebration lap, right? It's his right. And academics took full advantage of this moment. Now, I would think that after y'all debated for a second time, that y'all could both say, we just disagree. Y'all go about your separate ways and y'all squash it. But no, all right? Both these dudes have been throwing shots at like each other after the second debate. So academics was doing an interview, I think, with Myron. They were debating too. During this debate, academics called Sneeko irrelevant, which Sneeko took great offense to.
Bro, a whole different race.
You're comparing Israel-Palestine to this?
Yes. Hold on. Wait, hear what I'm saying? Sneeko is a fucking irrelevant commentator. Why they put his name on a bomb? Just like how Chud is an irrelevant streamer. But you know why? Their rhetoric matters that much.
Well, why is that chipping out since the debate? It was respectful. I told you guys, what the hell? If I'm a relevant one, you wouldn't be talking to me. Why would you speak to somebody and debate them for hours if you thought they're relevant? Second, yeah, I'm relevant enough for the IDF to write my name on their missile, write it on their bomb. What? Irrelevant to Israel? Obviously not. Israel cares so much about the propaganda in our country. They saw how much they were losing and invested $7,000 per influencer to support them. Their propaganda is everywhere. Look how much they own Turning Point. Look at Charlie Kirk left and now Erica Kirk's in charge, and they are trying to push for more Zionism within the right. Do they 100% care about influencers in this conversation? What's happening?
There's a lot of money going around, man. Like Tariq, that's enough. I know Tariq getting a check because Tariq is too much of a to his credit, too much of a hustler to not be getting a check. Too much money floating around. Too much money floating around, and every time he talks, he's accusing people who are pro-Democrat of getting a check. That's a lot of projection on his part.
They need American support. Out of context, or what's the context?
Then people, a whole different race.
You're comparing Israel-Palestine to this?
Yes. Hold on. Wait, hear what I'm saying? Sneeko is a fucking irrelevant commentator.
Why is it? Dang, man. Niggas see them, bro. Dang, man. Holy. I think he prayed to the wrong cup. I think he prayed to a Henny cup that day. Wait, damn. I've never seen him make that face before. What did I do?
I kind of had a similar reaction, like, damn, like, do academics hate Sneeko? Now, maybe he meant, like, in the context of, like, bruh.
Come on, Poetik Flakko. Come on. I'm going to have to cut you off because I've been giving you some props because you've been doing some good work lately, but I'm about to have to cut you off. Sneeko was obviously being racist right there. He just was, like, chimping. He just said something to, like, a chimp, or he was starting to say it. Then he took some screenshot of DJ Academics like that. Come on. Obviously being racist.
Yo, this is like Israel versus Palestine, right? Like, like the idea of putting Sneeko's name on a missile is like, come on, bro. Like Sneeko is irrelevant in that context of like world geopolitics. Maybe that's what he meant, but still, I'm like, damn. I thought that, maybe actors hate Sneeko, man. Maybe something like took place online after the debate that just makes both these dudes just hate each other. Both these dudes go live for like 5 hours a day, so it's unclear exactly what took place in these 5-hour lives, and maybe less it is. Sneeko sees academics make like an offhand comment for like 10 seconds that don't get clipped. Now he gets pissed off at that. Academics watch Sneeko stream. Sneeko makes an offhanded comment for like 12 seconds that don't get clipped. And academics, right? So like it's hard for us to really dictate the root of this. Now Sneeko isn't innocent as well, because Sneeko would also throw shots back at Ack when Sneeko did a review of academics and Drake finally meeting, and he had some not nice things to say about it.
Wasn't this your friend? Yeah, I mean, kind of consider academics like a content friend. I don't think he messaged, like, for example, how he's a content friend. I get attacked. I don't think he messages me, but then he makes fun of it and said like, oh, did God bless you by having a homeless guy attack you and pepper spray you? But that's content, So in this world, especially if you don't agree with somebody and you're as provocative and you're as, steadfast in your beliefs as me, it's going to be hard to find real friendships.
It is. It's not real, is it? It's legit. For me? Yeah. Overdue. So.
Bro, he got taken on a date. This is a date, bro. You should have taken $1 million. And if you care about Black issues first, you should have taken that $1 million and donated it to BLM. But he wanted to go on a date with Drake. This is incredible. Right after he's saying that, like, yeah, he would drive down the street and every light would turn green when Drake showed up. What? Someone said Drake cracked. Like, this is how you take a bitch out. This is, dude, it gets to a point. And
Sneeko is crashing out. He's mad. He's big mad that he lost the debate and he ran it back and lost again. And all those racist white people that he'd been trying to entertain and big up and whatever, they was going in on him because how dare you lose a debate twice when you trying to defend Chud the Builder. He did say ADOS is I said ADOS, excuse me. FBA is FBI. Send me that link when he said that. Send the link. My brother's brother. Send that link.
Showing this and explaining to you people, look, you might make fun of Muslims because we pray, because we worship God, the one true creator. If you don't worship God, you worship something. For a lot of people, it's themselves. So many others, especially people in hip hop, they worship celebrities, they worship rappers, they worship Drake.
I think all of that was just theater. If Academics was actually offered $1 million with dinner with Drake, I think Academics is picking $1 million. I don't think Academics picking dinner with Drake over $1 million.
I think he taking dinner with Drake. Academics is already rich, and I can tell that he loved Drake a lot. Like that's like his favorite rapper. Like if I was rich and I had the opportunity to meet my favorite rapper of all time, or the one I liked the most at the time, I would take it. Like I'm already rich. I wouldn't take that deal now because I'm not rich. But if I was rich, and because I'm pretty sure Academics is up like 10 million easy. 10 million easy. He probably made 10 million last year. What I'm talking about, 10 million easy. Way more than that. But yeah, that boy up. So it's like, yeah, why wouldn't he go hang out with Drake? Especially if Drake is buying him gifts and stuff like that. And he could use the video that he's making with Drake to open how many doors for him and make how much money? Yeah.
But if Ak is picking Drake, I gotta have a conversation with bro. Because no way, bro. No way. I love Drake and I'm not picking Drake over $1 million. Not happening. I'm sorry. All right. There's not a goddamn thing Drake can tell me in the many actions of his that will be worth more than $1 million. Okay. But this is where things really, really, really escalate. Because I feel like today is when, because they've been passive aggressive all week, but today.
Yeah. I don't watch Sneeko either, but I know he has made comments and stuff like that in the past. He's a real bozo. Like he even converted to Islam on some anti-black stuff. That's how it looked to me. Like he converted to Islam and then he went and met with some Arab dude who was talking bad about black people and he was sitting there nut hugging him. Yeah. Total dweeb. Total bozo.
Is when the bridge has completely been burnt. It's over with. They ops now. Academics had a clip that's about 5 minutes long, go viral, of Academics going in on Sneeko. I'm talking about in on Sneeko, right? Questioning Sneeko's blackness, among other things. That sparked Sneeko to respond back, calling Academics all type of goofies. They have taken this debate to a point of now the enemies, now they ops, now they're going back and forth. I think after today, Academics will probably start considering Sneeko in the same category as Rory and Mal.
And you're pandering to these other people, the white.
It makes sense too, because you got to think about that. It makes total sense too, because it's like, come on now. You can't, you defending the indefensible. You supposed to be black. You bringing up your Haitianness. You supposed to be black, right? So why are you defending the indefensible?
Dudes who are usually saying, nah, see, Sneeko is not one of them. Okay, and now Sneeko, I will say this. One of your things that I've noticed about you do like playing victim.
And I'm only playing this because Academics was making fun of prayer, right?
He comes across as a grifter because he doesn't know how to be a straight shooter and also apply the same standards to things that he might care about. This is why I keep saying I would like for Sneeko to stop speaking about black people and black culture, because if you can't see if you claim you're black yourself and you have zero sensibilities towards black people, their plight and everything else, but you care so much about Palestinians, a place you've never been. You care so much about what's going on in Israel, a place you've never been. You care so much about all these other international affairs, but when it comes to black people, you have like this obtuse look that is kind of like, yo.
Facts. And on top of that, Sneeko, if you was in Palestine, they would put you in what's the area called? The Al-Bad area, where they put all the black Palestinians and mistreat them for no reason. You would have been right there with them. You wouldn't have been walking around with the regular Palestinians. Soon as they would have found out you got black ancestry, you go with the Al-Bad. You go to the Al-Bad area, the Al-Bad neighborhood, where we treat you like shit. Even though we crying up a river, talking about how oppressed we are, we still got time to be racist against black people who are our fellow Palestinians who never did nothing to us.
Y'all gotta get over it. When he says making for the prayer, the way to beat Sneeko in every debate, equate what he's trying to preach on you to what he cares about. He cares nothing about nothing else but Muslim shit and goddamn Israel and Palestine. So you keep him there. So if he says, hey, if somebody just slaps you, you should do nothing. God says this. You bring up something that's sacred to him. That's the only way to get a niggas like Sneeko. Because even what they do is kind of like fake religion, because they act like Allah only give a fuck about the gods that strip in Israel. When you could have zero humanity, you don't care nothing about black people over here. But over there, you care about everything that's going on over there. You got to remind them. So any conversation with me and Sneeko, I will never stop talking about his religion. It's the only thing he cares about. The dude was shocked that I said I care about black people, and not even on some I'm here, we gonna be all right shit. Nigga, I'm black. When people first see me, that's the first thing that jumps off the page. So I'm telling you, no one's making fun of prayer, but it's the only thing he cares about. So you gotta consistently show him through analogies or flipping the script on him. Well, if you think these things aren't offensive, what about if it's done within the confines of your religion? Sneeko is in a place now, he's trying to appease to his audience is primarily Muslim. So he's trying to be seen as this good Muslim guy. Now, maybe it's sincere. I don't want to necessarily say it's not sincere or not. But again, if that's what y'all got going on and you want to present your best face to them and you want to, whatever, no one's inviting you to fucking give your opinions when, like, your opinion, you should say, hey, I don't identify with the black plight at all. So when these guys are saying what Chud the Builder is doing is hurt.
Sneeko don't care about that. No, none of these racist, anti-black Muslims care about Mansa Musa being Muslim. They don't care about that. They don't care about that at all.
Or is disrespectful or offensive? I'm gonna.
Yeah, like I ain't got no smoke with Muslims. I'm talking about like people like Sneeko. Like he don't care about black people. He don't care about black Muslims. And the people that he, again, like Academic said, he got a big Muslim audience. Most of them is racist. They're not really following the Quran like that. They ain't following the Prophet Muhammad like that. They not deaning like that. They racist. They watching Sneeko and they being racist. Like, come on. How sincere about your religion can you be if you being anti-black? Isn't real matter of fact, I'm not even gonna speak on it because I'm not Muslim. So I'm not gonna say isn't this ban or that ban. But I know for one thing, you behaving and conducting yourself like that, that's out.
Stay out of this one. Because even though I have 1/8 drop of blood in me that's black, I can't identify with nigga shit no more. That's all you gotta say. Stick with Palestine. Tell us how many bombs got dropped over there. Tell us what's happening at the Iron Dome with Israel. Tell us what Netanyahu's doing.
This is where I realized how intelligent Sneeko was or how crafty Sneeko was. Sneeko, you are a student of 48 Laws of Power, my friend. Sneeko realizes that academics is galvanizing a group of people who already hated him. Academics is ingratiating himself with that group and is galvanizing that group to essentially go against Sneeko. So what Sneeko does is he begins to weaponize a group of people that despise academics. And who is that group of people? Well, the FBA, right? The FBA group led by Tariq Nasheed. Because Sneeko would then start saying, hey,
oh, so we at the part now. We at the part. We found it. We are at the part. Hey, good evening.
You not FBA. You's an immigrant. Again, both these guys are super intelligent, and what they're weaponizing audiences against each other. So Sneeko goes off on act and pull the FBA card. Hey, I'm FBA. He's not even FBA. Why y'all hate me? Again, this was a brilliant chess piece.
It was an assign and everything. Academics saying, stop speaking on black folks. Uh-oh. Stop speaking on black folks. Is this what he said? If he actually said this, if academics is telling me to stop speaking on black folks, bro, you could just tell them stop speaking on Americans, go back to Jamaica. You know?
Bumbuka!
Why are you speaking about American issues? Chud the Builder, this is an American issue. I think you should talk about Jamaican issues. You're not from America. Speak on your country. Speak on oxtail. And wine.
Yeah. Like super intelligent. Like, come on. There's nothing intelligent about what Sneeko is doing. There's no intelligence in this. He's a bozo who got curve stomped with ease in 2 debates back to back. He went 0 for 2. So now he's trying to appeal to a hate cult. The FBA hate cult. That's all he's doing now. He's trying to get the FBA hate cult to sit around and attack academics. Because academics is standing up for the black community against Chud the Builder and racists who hate the black community. And you know, FBA bozos had to go for it because that's what they do.
Wine. American issues, this is separate, okay? This is for FBAs, foundational black Americans, not these transplants from Jamaica, born all the way over there, all right? With your oxtail, with your rice and your plantains. I like the food, though. The food's good. I can't even lie. Curry goat Yeah, with your curry goat.
Bumbucket.
Go back to Jamaica.
I got to get over it. When he says making for the prayer, the way to beat Sneeko in every debate, equate what he's trying to preach on you to what he cares about. He cares nothing about nothing else but Muslim shit and goddamn Israel and Palestine. So you keep him there. If he's
I only care about Muslim shit and Israel, Palestine. What do you care about, Drake, nigga? Then what are your priorities? Iceman? I only care about Muslim shit. Which ironically, because if you only care about Iceman and hip hop, that's a smaller percentage of the global black population. Africa's 50% Muslim. So if I only care about Muslim shit, by your logic, I'm encompassing far more black people than you.
Says, hey, if somebody just slaps you, you should do nothing. God says this. You bring up something that's sacred to him. That's the only way to get.
That's what you believe. You're Christian. It says to turn the other cheek. Goofy. In Islam, it doesn't say turn the other cheek. If somebody hits you, you stand up. You defend yourself. This is such a straw man argument. What is he talking about?
Niggas like Sneeko. Because even with
hold on, what?
Bring up something that's sacred to him. That's the only way to get niggas like Sneeko. Because even what they do is kind of like fake religion, because they act like Allah only give a fuck about the gods.
Fake religion, academics. The last conversation we had, you left Christianity in the convo. I can't believe more people aren't bringing this up.
Obama is black. Like, what you mean? Nobody don't see Obama as black. Who said Obama not black? I never said that. I don't see. Let me look through the comments. Maybe somebody said Obama's not black. Nah, I don't see that. So yeah, I was right. Sneeko is like what? Half Haitian, half Filipino, right? If I'm not mistaken. Like, yeah, isn't he that? I don't know.
He started off saying he's Christian and then saying Christianity's bullshit. He's not Christian. In that debate, talking about fake religion.
Stripping Israel. When you could have zero humanity.
I think Sneeko is also Haitian. So the FBA people ain't riding with Sneeko either, right? Right.
No, the FBA people are going to ride with Sneeko because they thirsty to hate on another black person. So they definitely going to ride on Sneeko because they're going to be thirsty to hate on academics and they thirsty to defend Chud the Builder. Because remember, as you seeing right now, Tariq is attacking Poetik Flakko for no reason. He not attacking Sneeko for trying to weaponize FBA against DJ Academics because Sneeko is mad. He's down 0-2 in a debate trying to defend Chud the Builder. In debates trying to defend Chud the Builder. Like, this is crazy.
They despise us immigrants, man. But listen, bro, I get caught all type of tethers all across my timeline for no reason, bro. I don't even be like, I be minding my business and chilling. I don't even get so I don't think they will ride with Sneeko once they find out that Sneeko is Haitian, man. But y'all let me know in the comment section, man. If you're FBA,
yeah, you saying that you don't think they're gonna ride with him when they find out that he Haitian. They shouldn't have been riding with him to begin with. Why would they be riding with somebody like Sneeko to begin with, especially if the beef is over him defending Chud the Builder?
Or you identify as part of the FBA group, and let me know in the comment section if you identify as part of the FBA group, man. Who are you riding with, man? Academics or Sneeko? Let me know. If you're still watching this video and you want to watch it.
Shout out to you, Carlette. Oh yeah, let's get off this. We got to go to something more serious now. Like I think we got 80 people in the building. We got to go to something more serious. We got to go to something more serious. For all y'all who don't know, let me switch my screen. We got a very sad story going on right now. Very sad. Very sad. Yeah, I'm not even gonna say much. I'm just gonna play this.
Y'all, this your boy Gerald with the NCB. Listen, y'all, so many of you may have seen this story and a lot of you may not have seen the story. This over the weekend, we received a tip that a 16-year-old girl, originally from the Democratic Republic of Congo, was found hanging from a tree on a church's property. and the church's property, according to a police report that the North Carolina Bee obtained. The location was 4220 West Sugar Creek Road, which is the United House of Prayer for All People, which this church location is located in Charlotte, North Carolina. The 16-year-old has been identified as 16-year-old Juliana Nzita. During our investigation, we were able to track down the man and his dog Cosmo, who found the 16-year-old hanging from this tree. Man is Kenneth Tolbert, who is known in the community as Mufasa. He is with an organization called Brothers Helping Brothers. Mr. Tolbert told me that he and his dog Cosmo spends time in the community in the area, and they enjoy helping people, and they spend time helping people. He said that on Friday, May 8th, he was on the church's property when him and his dog Cosmo found 16-year-old Juliana Nzita hanging. Mr. Tolbert said that he alerted church staff on the property at the time. And in a video that we posted on our website, you can hear those church members along with Mr. Tolbert as he's showing them where he found the body at. And even in that video, one of the church members say that they were out the day before and they did not see anyone hanging from a tree. Now, y'all, when you look at the photo in the video, especially the photo, I had to do my best to blur it out, but I'm looking at this small ass chair, this rope high tied to a tree, and this girl like feet is touching the ground. And I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, if she stood in that chair, she still wouldn't have been able to reach where the rope is tied at. If you ask me, this is just my opinion. And then if you look at the tree, I'm like, okay, she could have climbed the tree. She wouldn't need that. She just look all staged. And I'm not saying that any foul play is suspected, but in my opinion, as a regular person looking at the photo, that looks very weird. And so also part of the police report we got, this is what the narrative said. It said on 5/8/2026 at 12:40 p.m., the listed victim was pronounced deceased at this location, the 4200 block of West Sugar Creek Road. That's all it says. And it was ruled a suicide. And you can see it up there under UCR classification. And you know what? This case reminded me of the Javion McGee's case. If you don't remember, back in September of 2024, Javion McGee, who you see right here, was found hanging from a tree in Vance County, and they tracked his movements and found that he had went to Walmart, bought rope, went and took the rope to the place, walked back to his truck, then walked back to where the rope was at alone, and he was found. And I just felt like that with the way that scene was set up with Juliana Nzita in Charlotte that I'm talking about, I just felt like that, they would have at least tried to track her movements. He also reached out to the Church United House of Prayer for All People for a statement, and we have not heard anything back. We also reached out to Nzita's family, and we have not heard anything back, and we do send our condolences, our thoughts, and our prayers to their family. What's up, y'all? This your boy Gerald with the NCB. Listen,
yeah, this is a very tragic story. I don't believe that the young sister killed herself. I believe she was lynched. Like, it just don't make sense. Like, I thought I was seeing because the guy mentioned like there's some video and pictures. I saw like a little bit of it. I cut that off because again, I'm not playing that and I don't want to see that. Yeah, somebody had it blurred a little bit from what I saw, but I don't want to see nothing like that. I agree. It can't be no suicide. I'm not jacking no suicide. And this story is not even being covered nowhere. Like this brother right here, this is the closest to mainstream media you're going to see them covering it. This is it. And that's what led me to believe that lynchings never stop. Because it was David Banner or somebody said the lynchings never stop. The media just stopped covering it. And I believe it. The media does not cover these things. The only way they cover something like this is if they got like some type of concrete proof that it was suicide or they got like something. But it's like situations like this just showing this. Yeah, they're not covering it. I believe foul play I'm happening here. Like how would she be able to do that? How would this young girl be able to hang herself outside of a church in the middle of the day, early in the morning, and nobody know? Like how? Like I'm not jacking she committed suicide like that. No. She was I'm saying she was lynched. Yeah, like this is unreal. Unreal. Like again, you can't even like this is the closest thing to mainstream media you got covering it. There's no like videos or nothing. Like right now, we about to go to YouTube. Look, I typed her name into YouTube. Look what comes up. Only 3 videos come up. Only 3. No other videos. Like, look at this. Where's the other videos? My video came up. Like, this young lady got lynched, and there's no coverage of it. None. None. Let me see. Yep. No coverage. No coverage whatsoever. Oh, they talking about Joy. They got a new update with Jordan Duncan. Like, come on, man. Yeah, that's tragic. I don't think we could do that tonight because it's like we already doing this story. This is crazy. This is crazy. Shout out to Kong Guru for the $4.99. Much appreciated, bro. You said, yeah. Yeah, like it's cameras everywhere. Somebody can't even pick their nose on the street without it being on camera. But a 16-year-old was able to lynch herself. Hang herself, and ain't no footage, and she did it outside of a church. That church ain't got no surveillance system. Like what's going on here? Yeah, I expect more people to talk about this, but to help push this and make it go viral. But people talking about other things, other nonsense. Yes, rest her soul. God rest her soul. Because again, I believe she was murdered. I believe she was murdered. I believe that. Either the people killed her and then hung her body, or they killed her by lynching her. I truly believe that. Shout out to everybody in the building. We got 100 people in the building right now. Make sure you supporting the stream. Yeah, we gotta get off this. I gotta get off this because I can't look at nothing else like this. Especially because I want to go look for to show people that there ain't no more. And then the young sister popped up, Jordan Duncan, who got murdered. Like, yeah, I can't do another story like this. We don't know. Like I said, there's no mainstream media coverage of this. The most mainstream media you got covered is the guy I just played. I'm gonna go back to him. This is the closest to mainstream media coverage that you're going to see on this issue. From the North Carolina beat. That's it. This is the most you're going to see. North Carolina beat. The most mainstream coverage you're going to see on it. Matter of fact, let me to be thorough, because maybe some new stories popped up. I'm going to go to Google right now. See if something pop out. See if something else pop up. Nope. Matter of fact, what popped up? Let me see. A Yahoo article. That's it. A Yahoo article. I heard about it on Instagram. I forgot the person. I just saw it on Instagram. I saw some black lady talking about it. I didn't even know if it was real or not. Because, people be making up all these AI stories. And then when I typed the sister name in, nothing came up. So I'm thinking like this might be fake. But no, it's not fake. It's not fake. This happened in North Carolina. This is not fake. Look, see, even Yahoo News is referencing North Carolina beat. Get out of here. Don't send me nothing. Yeah, see? See, they got the video. Yeah, I got to get off this. Sorry, family. I got to get off this because as you can see, this is the video. I'm happy I ain't doing no auto play because I would have been like, all right, I got to end this live stream. That's too much. I can't have that on my brain. That's too much. Too much. But yeah, this is crazy. This is disgusting. This is very upsetting because I truly believe she was lynched, and it's like the people who did this are being emboldened. They're being emboldened with Trump in office. These racists are being emboldened. They are being emboldened. Because I'm tired of seeing stuff like this. Like I'm constant, like it's like every 3 months you seeing this. And it's always the crazy part also, a lot of times it's an African person. Like a lot of these stories I've been seeing where they saying, oh, somebody hung themselves and it was a suicide. It's an African, and it's always like an African female. Just like the girl who they said hung herself in Texas. Like, matter of fact, let me see if I can find that. Let's see if I can find that. The one I'm thinking of right now is kind of old though. It's kind of old, but let me see if I can find that. Probably can't, because again, when these stories about people getting lynched come out, no, they don't cover it like that. They don't cover it like that. Like they do not cover these things like that. You see, let me try one more thing. See if I can find that. Shout out to everybody in the building. Nope, I can't find it. I'll have to go like do some heavy looking. I can't just find it. Spare the moment. Can't. It's not here. But yeah, let me get off this. This is very disappointing. Like, yo, yeah, let me just get off this. Let me get off this. Shout out to everybody in the building. Yeah, let me get off this. Yeah, we have to move on. We have to move on. Okay, we moving on to this topic right here. I think Tariq is talking about whether Hebrew Israelites are part of FBA or not. I want to hear what he got to say with this. He probably gonna say no now because he had beef with Captain Zoriak, or he probably will say yes. You never know what Tariq gonna say. He got the chicken butt mouth. But anyway, let's get into this. Something a little less serious. Wait, time out. I think this is the video because Fahim had sent me. Shout out to Fahim. I don't know if she's still in the building. Had sent me something. She had sent me something about this issue about a teacher using Tariq Nasheed's work to teach. So I think this is the lady. So let me slow this down. Let me rewind this a little bit and let me slow this down. What are you talking about? Oh, shout out to Carlette for the 20. God, that's terrible. That's terrible. That's terrible. Oh man, stream y'all must have cut out. Must have cut out. Can y'all hear me? Let me see. Can y'all hear me? Hold on. Hold on. Let me see. Stop sharing. Now we're going to share again.
I just wanted to speak to some of your influence. So,
can y'all hear that now? Can y'all hear it now? Okay, y'all can hear it now. Good. So let me start this over. Fahima has sent me this video. She said that there was a woman who was a teacher who was using Tariq Nasheed's information. Let's see if what she has to say, because I think this is the clip right here. And again, shout out to Carlette. This is a tragedy. You said 3 black men were found hanging and there was no media coverage of it. I believe you. I don't think you would lie to me anyway, but I definitely believe you, because like I said, I'm coming to that point where I'm thinking that it's like the media is not covering all these lynchings. Like, lynchings never stop. They just slowed down a little bit and the media doesn't cover it. That's why I made it my business to cover that story. I normally don't cover stuff like that, but I made it my business because, like, I want to help get that story out there. If I can help get the story out there so it can get more coverage and more people can talk about it, then yes, that's what I'm going to do. That is what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. But again, shout out to Carlette. Let's keep this going.
I'm a teacher, and I've been teaching for years now. And one of the things that I know myself and my coworkers had done for many years is show your films to our students, and we have to sneak, in those things into the classroom because we're.
Who is this lady? Where does she teach? She needs to be fired immediately. So you're sneaking and showing kids Tariq Nasheed's nonsense. How old are these kids? Like, come on now.
Actually not allowed to show the children, even if the school is the majority black or brown, these type of films without some type of clearance or just getting blocked. But anyway, one of the things that I noticed, and with our students and our young people is they're very brilliant naturally, but they have so many things sitting on top of their intelligence. And one of the battles that I also had was I worked in the private sector and moved around in different school systems, both public and private. And one of the issues that I had, though, in the private sector was a lot of the schools in this area were Afrocentric. However, they were so African-centered that they were omitting the culture and the history.
Look at this nonsense. So you called into Tariq to complain that you teach in a predominantly black area and the schools are too Afrocentric because they teaching the kids about Africa. And you running around sneaking and showing them Hidden Colors and showing them Tariq Nasheed's nonsense. You trying to poison the youth, man. I don't know where you teaching at. Somebody needs to find out and get you fired. But shout out to those other teachers and those other school administrators who doing the right thing by teaching the kids their true history. Like, no, you are not indigenous to America. No, slavery did happen. There were slave ships, cargo ships that did bring you from your ancestors from Africa to America. No, Tariq Nasheed can't rename a lineage. No, we don't hate Africans. We not ashamed of our African heritage. No, none of that. We are actually proud of it. So shout out to those teachers and those school administrators who doing a good job. This lady needs to be identified and fired immediately.
Of our people here as Black people. And there was a battle to connect them and call them Black and teach them of their history here. And sometimes we're jumping the broom so much and going over to Africa before we stop right here and deal with it here. But anyway, your films were shown. We were able to show them, and they say things like, oh, I didn't know that Black people could do that. And they're 4 and 5 years old. And they're saying, oh, Black people.
Oh man, you showing Tariq Nasheed films to 4 and 5 year olds? Yeah, fire this lady immediately. She needs to be fired immediately. Oh, somebody's been flagging. Somebody just started flag. I just got an email from YouTube. Somebody's been flagged. Somebody just flagged the video. Somebody's been flagged. Somebody just been flagging this video. So now they just age restricted the video now. So as I'm live streaming right now, I'm age restricted. Somebody just flagged me for some reason. I guess it was one of these FBA bozos, because you know this is how they do. This is what they do. They sit around because you saw I just touched on the video about the sister who got lynched. You can flag and say things like, oh, that content is talking about suicide, or it's talking about this, or it's talking about that, and YouTube will be like, oh, the guy's talking about suicide. Oh, let me age restrict the video. These guys is bozos. I know for a fact there was somebody sitting around who's one of these FBA bozos sitting around watching and just looking for a way to flag. This is what they do. This is how I got taken out the algorithm already. When I said somebody went to the Chud the Builder video and pretended like I was Chud the Builder. Like it don't stop. It don't stop. Yeah, that's the funny thing. Hidden Colors was Afrocentric or whatever the case may be, but the lady is showing the kids that, but she's also mixing and matching it with the FBA nonsense of today. And like she said, she's talking to 4 and 5 year olds. They not old enough to understand, like, hey, this is a contradiction. Hey, this doesn't make sense. That's why I said she needs to be fired immediately. How dare you do this to 4 and 5 year olds? This is child abuse.
People made everything. Black people started everything. And we get them in, they're 5, they're 6, they're 7, they're 8, they're 9. And many of them, when they come in the school year, they're not even reading. They can't read at all. They're not reading in grade level. They're not doing math. Some of them, they can't write their names.
I wonder why. I wonder why. If you they teacher, I wonder why. They got teachers like you running around. I can see why.
They get these mislabeled and misdiagnosed and things like that. But within just a few months, and using your films is one of the tools that we were using, we're able to lift this type of trauma and inferiority off of their intelligence. And within 90
I think this lady is lying. Matter of fact, I take that back. She's not no teacher. She's lying. She doesn't sound like a teacher. I don't know who would ever hire somebody like this to be a teacher.
days, we have them reading.
Like, yeah, I come from a teaching family. What she's saying, it don't even sound right. So you showed a bunch of 4 and 5 year olds Hidden Colors, and within like what you just said, 30 days, 90 days, now they can read and write.
And writing on and above their grade level. So I just wanted to speak to that influence that you have, that you're aware of and not aware of, because you're doing the work and the work goes out there. So in schools, we are using your films, and it's one of the things, you know that. I'm sure you've experienced it from watching it yourself and learning this information. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. And once you learn it, you can't unlearn it. So they go off and they are able to be successful. Many of them, the children that we work with, they've been able to go and sit from a pre-K and a kindergarten class in the classroom with 12th graders and teach them things.
So now we got pre-K going to 12th graders and teaching them things because they watch Hidden Colors. I don't even think she that, because like she just said, like her story is just all over the place. Now she got pre-K students, 4 or 5 year olds, going to high school classes and teaching the high schoolers. It doesn't even make sense. This is obviously cap. Yup, trust me, bro. Obviously cap.
They do not know. So I just wanted to speak
I
to that.
love that. Man, respect to you, beloved. Respect to you. Respect to you.
That was the worst bit of cap I heard in a long time for one of these FBA bozos. Shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure you supporting the stream. PayPal, Cash App, super thanks, super chat, gifts, the jewels. I take it all. Support with a fire emoji. Support with the reaction heart. Support by joining the channel. Support by subscribing to the channel, hitting the bell. Support by liking the video. Just support by just being in the building. So yeah, let's get back to this.
Man, I hear that all the time. Teachers all around the world, not just in the U.S., in other countries, all around the world, they show the films, Hidden Colors films, and the students do better. I've heard that many, many times.
Oh, I ain't know Tariq. I'm Hidden Colors is like the word of God. But you know what? She might be right, because we forgot a 7-year-old invented hip hop. We forgot a 7-year-old did invent the hip hop. See? Praise Tariq. That's how true it is. You got the Holy Bible on the screen and everything. Praise Tariq. You had the flu, you watched Hidden Colors, and now you cured. And like I was talking about, I watched Tariq and I was talking bad about him, and then I got a headache. See? I got cursed. I got cursed for talking bad about Tariq. Ooh. That's what Ivy League school you got into? Which one? Hidden Colors University or more us University? You teaching PCH rods. You teaching. Yeah, this is crazy. Yep, Tariq is the Messiah. Yep.
And I meet people. There was some people who came to the museum Saturday who like, man, I saw Hidden Colors when I was 10. I'm going to such and such college now. That inspired me to become a physician. I saw that when I was a kid, and then I grew up and I became a teacher myself. I was all the time. You understand? So respect to that. That's why, man, with Hidden Colors 6, okay, hold on, we got a troll in here. I'm gonna get out. Hidden Colors 6, family, you have to take your whole family to see Hidden Colors 6. Family, Hidden Colors 6. Oh, God, I cannot wait for y'all to see this.
Oh, yeah. Bug breaking improved your credit. I believe you. Tariq can do all things, man. Like I watched Microphone Check. I spoke against it. And then that's why my StreamYard audio keep cutting out, if you want to be real. Because I keep speaking against Microphone Check. I'm being cursed. I'm being cursed. You Diasporian, you know Tariq Nasheed got the chicken butt mouth. You know he got the chicken butt mouth. He gonna say whatever he gotta say or whatever he wanna say at the time. It did. The women in Hidden Figures ain't smarter than Tariq Nasheed, who made Hidden Colors.
Professor Allen, he's in here. He's in it. Spitting hot fire. Oh my goodness, family. I cannot wait for y'all to see this film with your family. Take the whole family. We're making this very family friendly. Microphone Check wasn't as, because there was a lot of profanity in Microphone Check, which is a still good movie. It wasn't as family friendly. That's my last film, but this one, very, very family friendly. I want you to take your children, your grandparents, your parents. You got to take the whole family. It's very important that you take your family to see Hidden Colors 6. It's going to change the family's lives. All right? It is going to change the families' lives. We're dropping so much great information in this film. I mean, we're hitting on all cylinders. Bring it up to Ontario. You know what? We might have to do it up there because we've never done a screening. Oh, Ontario, California. You know what?
So you was gonna go to Ontario, Canada? Why would you go to Canada to show that to a bunch of untethers? Oh, shout out to Kongu for the donation. You say your little brother passed away. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. But yeah, buck breaking was just Tariq's excuse to just watch gay porn. That's all it was. It was just his excuse to watch gay porn. That's all. Because right when he started talking about buck breaking, because I think that's what happened. Because Tariq retweeted some gay shit on his thing, and then he just started try to play it off and start talking about buck breaking, and then retweeted a whole bunch of gay stuff, making it seem like, oh, I did that on purpose. I believe he did that on accident, and he just had to play it off. Yeah, but it's like why would you want to go to Canada for? Why would you want to go to Canada? To show Hand Color 6. They ain't FBA.
Let me look into theaters out there because Ontario is a vibe. They always got something popping in Ontario. They got big concerts that happen out there. I ain't been to Ontario in a long time either. So you know what? I'm going to look into having it out there in Ontario too. Yeah. But the sister made.
Yeah, we gotta speed Tariq up now. Shout out to everybody in the building.
A good point about how they always want us to focus and put our history on Africa, which is cool, but they want us to ignore here. That's why I said no. We can't ignore the history here. That's why.
Tariq, that's what you were doing. Because I brought that up before about all this stuff. Y'all talk about Africa, but y'all never talk about the history of Black Americans in America. And y'all was saying stuff like they ain't got no culture or Black people didn't free themselves. Y'all was talking down on Black people a lot in America. So now magically, that's what other people were doing. And now you're trying to fix it. That sounds like projection to me.
I said, we're going to have to start emphasizing our history here. That's the secret sauce. See, they don't want us to talk about our history here because, see, they want us to have a disconnect from our land and our inheritance. This is our land here. See, the powers that be, they push an Afrocentric narrative to keep us looking across the Atlantic so we don't look down right at this soil we're standing on and claim it. This is ours. You think? By telling us our history is entirely somewhere else, that's going to distract us from the wealth and the land claims and the institutions we built here. See, we constantly look at another continent for our inheritance. We're not laying claim to the American resources and the estates that our ancestors are actually owed for. So we keep looking to Africa as if we are foreigners here. No, we are not. We are not foreigners here. We are the master builders of this nation. See, the dominant society, they want to erase our identity as the foundational population.
Because now we the master builders.
But see, they're accountable for all the devastation that was done. See, if you talk about what was done here, then you got to talk about who did it, who did us wrong. Your ass. Now it's time for you to make right. So they throw up a smoke screen. No, look over there at Africa. Tutankhamun and look over there. No, I'm looking right here. I'm looking right here. We didn't just do the agricultural labor here. We were the foundational Black American architects, the blacksmiths, the botanists, the engineers. We built the infrastructure of American empire. And we did it from the ground up. So them pushing this generic overseas narrative, that strips away from the specific.
So you proud that we built the American empire? So that's something to be proud about, that Black people are the foundations who built the American empire? Can't believe you just said that.
Documented reality of our pivotal role in building this nation's infrastructure. You see, and when we start talking about what we've done and what's old, now, hey, let's talk about the tangibles. See, they can sit up here and just frame our identity as strictly African. Our claim to repair becomes a vague global issue instead of a localized debt. That's why they did that old bullshit with Ghana. That was a whole play they were trying to run, and we rejected it. That's why we rejected that Ghana play. Ghana ain't got nothing to do with what the hell we got going on over here. Nothing. They do not represent us, and they ain't got nothing to do with what we got going on. We, as foundational Black Americans, our issue is with the United States government. We'll get to Ghana when we get to them later, after we get this business handled. You see? But see, they sell us this myth that we are people with a completely erased past who needs to search overseas to find our true selves. Bull crap. Our history wasn't lost. It's very well documented.
See, that lost history bullshit. No. Our history is very well documented, more documented than anybody else's history. Our history is meticulously documented, family. I don't know why we let people run with that mysterious history. We are so well documented. All these other groups, they don't have a real deep history. Come on, let's talk real. What's the history of all these other people, family, that's deeper than ours? Huh? What's the history that's deeper than ours?
Exactly.
Most of these people immigrated.
Exactly. Like, come on now. Like, hurry up and get to the Hebrew Israelite part. Nobody want to hear this babble.
Here. They forgot about their history, especially the Europeans. Don't ever let, I get on them first. The Europeans don't know their history in Europe like that. They got over here to Ellis Island. They don't remember none of that stuff. They ain't got no connection with the people over there, nothing. They can't tell you nothing about the poverty that they fled from. You know what I'm saying? They don't know nothing about that history over there. They done forgot about that because it was poverty. It was degradation and poverty. You understand? Then they come over here and try to get brand new. They didn't get shit popping into the damn slave trade and to the wealth and resources we built up over here for everybody. Yeah, they were in the damn dark ages. Struggling. Come on now. Yeah, they fled too. I get on their bumper too. Oh, I get on there. They know not to talk crazy. Oh, we get on their bumper. They like to hide their history. They don't like to talk about their history for real, for real. They try to latch on to whiteness and try to ride the white thing. But a lot of them weren't even considered white tea during slavery. A lot of them were eased into it later on. You see? But yeah, our history is rich and deep. We know our history. Our history is very well documented. Our history is extremely well documented, and we're still standing on our lineage. Yeah? That's why that Heritage American thing, right? If they couldn't do that, that Heritage American thing wasn't going to work because most of them are damn immigrants. Most of them come from immigrant backgrounds who came after. They're not no damn Heritage Americans. Yeah, they know they can't trace their lineage back all the way back to the beginning of this country. They know that. That Heritage American thing fell off real quick. You know what I'm saying? There's only one group that's foundational. That's from top to bottom, from then to now. That's us. See, they can't, that heritage, white heritage, that's a cap because some of them weren't even considered white. You understand?
And you know what's so funny? Guess who calling themselves a Heritage American? Yvette Carnell.
Yeah, the mountains of East Louisiana and Cahokia, man. Our history is deep, man. Yeah, that Heritage American stuff is on life support. Man, we are the only people who have a foundational lineage in this country that has been consistent from day one. Our lineage is the most consistent and the most deeply rooted. You understand? There's no other group that is foundational to this country. We are literally the foundation.
Hey, yep. Let's go look at this. As you can see, like she even switched it up. She went ADOS and grade A Heritage American. You can't make this up. And oh yeah, she blocked me too. All these bozos that got me blocked. All of them. That's what's so funny about this. They all got me blocked. I'm nobody. I'm stupid. They can just destroy me at any time, but they all got me blocked. Nobody's showing up to your Juneteenth event. You might as well just cut that out now. But yeah, Tariq, hurry up and get to the part so we can hear about the Hebrew Israelites. We don't got all day.
And they try to get us to forget that. They never wanted us to plug into that because they've always known that. They've known how pivotal we are and how deeply rooted we are to this land. They've known that. They've always tried to get us to not focus on that. Now that we've done it, they're like, damn, they caught up to it. They see it. They've been trying to bury that. That's why, man, I keep telling y'all, the dominant society, they'll give you a blank check for African studies. People try to make it seem like, oh yeah, African history is going to scare the white people. No. The white people want us focusing on African history. They're not threatened by that. They'll give you a blank check to talk about Africa. Kwanzaa, oh yeah. Yes, Kwanzaa, all that stuff. We're the ones who really rejected Kwanzaa. The white people.
Where's my check? That's what I want to know. All these white people giving out all this money just to talk about Africa, just to talk about black stuff. How come I never got a check?
They promote that. They promote that for us. We rejected Kwanzaa because we deep down, we knew that ain't us. We have our own lineage here. Yeah? But when we start circling the block saying, hey, wait a minute, forget all that African history stuff. We're foundational black Americans. This is our.
Is it because I got a Spanish name? Inquiring minds want to know.
Ours. That's when they start panicking. Notice, all we did, family, was put the word foundational in front of black American, and that just flipped the whole world upside down. Do you know how powerful that is, family? Do you understand how powerful that is? We flipped the world upside down by putting one simple word in front of black American. That word right there then flipped over the damn apple cart. Got people losing their mind. Sassy punks calling them, are you calling that foundation? When everybody's flipping out, Tether's flipping out, everybody's flipping out. Because they can't infiltrate the term. That term can't be infiltrated. They're like, damn. See, because our good brother Neely Fuller told us the importance of words. We have to learn how to fight back with words. Our words got to be very precise, very right and exact, very on point. We have to use our words as weapons and shields. Words are very important. He's absolutely right. we have to make the words very tight. And that term was a term that nobody else can latch on to. That's the problem that they have with it. Nobody can latch on to it. The white people can't get non-FBAs and elevate them to infiltrate. The term itself creates a gatekeeping mechanism. You understand that? Because the name of the game is for them, the white supremacists, to weaponize people with their melanin and have them infiltrate our spaces and infiltrate our lineage and come and claim to be our representatives without us asking questions. Now that we have delineated on our own terms, using our own words, our own titles, the title itself creates a inquisitive barrier that questions anybody who comes.
Come on, Tariq. This is we're not doing this.
Sean, man. So this is a new day. What's up, Benji? You say you black? Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of people who's black, but there's people who are not foundational black American, though. Yeah. What's up, Lakeside Appliance Repair? Hop on, Lakeside. Benji, hop on, Benji. Mr. Benji, hop on, sir. What's up, Benji?
Hey, sir, just chime in on the conversation, but listen to you for a minute.
Yes.
I just hate the fact that I fell for it. I'm an AIDS baby, and my brother has a girlfriend in Africa, and I didn't see it. And now he's working, truck driving. I'm like, where's that money going? Not to the family.
Okay.
Now we got a goofball. You hating on your brother who's working, something that I can tell you're not doing, and supporting his family. So you're mad at your brother for being a grown man and supporting his family because his wife is African. You're a dweeb. You're hating on your sister-in-law, and you're hating on your niece or nephew because of something you heard on the internet from a bozo named Tariq Nasheed. Dweeb.
Okay. It's kind of random, but go ahead. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm ADHD. I'm all over the place, but I love listening to you at night, man. I'll step down, but much love to the FBA family.
Okay. It's a clause. Okay. That was just random. That was very, very random. Okay. All right. God bless him. Lord. That was random as hell. Israelites, they try to use the Bible. Black, Latino, and Native American.
All right. So we found the Hebrew Israelite part. So yeah, let's get to that.
Folks here and outside of the tribes from Africa. It's a brand new culture that's completely new, completely different. So yes, when we say that there's indigenous ancestry, that is true. For many of us, is there African ancestry? That too is, you come up with different cultures, you come up with different food ways, survival ways, you morph into a different culture. That's how the whole planet evolves. We're no different. We're just not generic Africans. It's just ridiculous. But that's what it is.
I understand what you're saying. But you know, a lot of the stuff you talk about, it kind of sounds like the Israelites. I'm not gonna lie.
No, hell no. That's a religion.
All right, we found it. We found it. You found it. Let's go.
We're no different. We're just not generic Africans. It's just ridiculous. But that's what it is.
I understand what you're saying. But you know, a lot of the stuff you talk about, it kind of sounds like the Israelites. I'm not gonna lie.
No, hell no. That's a religion. I'm talking about. Yeah,
but the Israelites are bloodline first, though. Before, along with that, but
no, that's like you can join or quit the Israelites.
Yeah, but that's their clause is that they're a bloodline too, going back to the beginning, like thousands of years ago. So
the bloodline of where?
They'll say that Black, Latino, and Native Americans all have the same bloodline going back.
Yep. James, you teaching. Hating on his own brother. Hating on his own brother to try to impress Tariq Nasheed, a nigga who don't give a damn about you and dissed you. He called you weird. Ain't a generic African, that's whatever Tariq wanted to be. Like, what is a generic African? He can't even define that.
To thousands of years.
From where, though?
From Israel.
But they ain't in Israel, so there it is.
Right. Well, they were kicked out.
Yeah, I know. Okay, well, they ain't going back. What's stopping you from going back? You know what I'm saying?
Certain things have to happen. That's what they'll say. They believe in prophecy, and I don't know if you don't believe in prophecy. But
my thing is,
I think the guy talking to Tariq is a Hebrew Israelite, but he too afraid to say he a Hebrew Israelite because he's afraid Tariq is gonna roast him and call him a tether.
Yeah, when people claim to be from somewhere you ain't there, all right, you ain't standing on it. I'm from here. My family's from here, been here from the beginning. I'm still here. That's the proof. I can prove I'm from here and my family's from here. I can prove it. Not with a Bible. I can take you to a damn cemetery and show you proof. You understand what I'm saying? I got documented proof that you can put your hand on. Yeah, that ain't That ain't no belief system. That's proof, sir. I can take you down to Alabama and show you some tombstones. So yeah, that ain't the same thing.
For sure.
There you go. My man, but thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, we ain't on none of that shit. Yeah, well, our history can't be argued, all right? Our history is foundational Black Americans. When people argue, you just throwing crap on the wall. That's some frustration shit. When somebody say that they came from Israel, can you prove it? Yes. Okay, give me Genesis verse 3, and the word. Okay, that ain't proof. All right, I'm sorry. Because a lot of the Israelites, they try to use the Bible as proof. That's interpretation. That's not proof. Mm-hmm. All right. Their proof is the book of Job said this. All right. No. That's different. And I'm not knocking you. Whatever you float your boat, float your boat. If you want proof of where my family is from, come follow.
Now you're not knocking them. It sounds like you're knocking them to me.
Follow me. I'm going to take you down to Selma. I'm going to take you to Leeds, Alabama. I'm going to take you and show you where they're buried.
You notice that Tariq is repping Alabama a lot more lately? Because before he would never tell people he was from Alabama. People had to expose that. He would always talk about LA this, LA that, California this, West Coast this, West Coast that. He's doing a lot more talking about Alabama lately.
Going back to the 1700s, I'm going to show you how foundational I am. I can take you to a physical location. Now, can you show me that your bloodline came?
He just said to the 1700s. Why not to the 1600s? Why not to the 1500s? You said you was here before the white man, right? Why not the 1400s?
Came from Israel. Yes. Okay. Turn to the book of Psalms. Okay. Moses said, the word is. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. You got to put on an Isley brother robe and a turban to yell at a nigga about what's in the book of Revelations. Okay. That's all right. Okay. All right. Man. All right. Yeah. Man. And I'm not knocking your religion.
Tariq always lying. What happened is he's from Alabama, but I think his family moved to Detroit, and from there he moved back to Alabama. Then from Alabama he moved to California. Like, Tariq is such a clown. He's such a clown. Of course his biblical knowledge is whack. And you know what's so crazy? Tariq was running around talking about how he's an ordained minister. Remember, because Tariq got to change his identity of what he repping every couple of years. They're like, this FBA stuff, this is probably one of his longest running identities. Especially because he created it. But yeah, Tariq constantly is switching up his identities, and he never know what he's talking about in none of the identities. Never know. Salute to Off Code. Yeah, yep. Who knows? Like again, when you build a cult, you can get away with anything. Tariq could tell these people that they got to sacrifice their firstborn child to him. And that's going to help them get closer to reparations, and they'll do it. They'll do it. See. Exactly. Tariq he don't got to grow up. He a cult leader. He never going to grow up.
All right. I'm not knocking your religion. But no. I don't have to go through Bible interpretations. I can show you where my family is from. All right. Yeah, and yes, speaking of the Israelites, yeah, I was on Ventura Boulevard a couple of weeks ago, and I saw some Israelites. I saw some Hebrew Israelites on Ventura Boulevard. Where are my LA people? I know my LA people have seen them. Do I have my LA people in here? Where are my LA people? Raise your hand. who's out here in the valley. Where are my LA people? I know y'all seen them on Ventura Boulevard. Have y'all seen them on Ventura Boulevard? What did y'all notice? Let me see if y'all, what did y'all notice about the Hebrew Israelites on Ventura Boulevard? What did y'all notice? Where y'all at? Hold on, let me see. There you go. Nikki hit it. There you go. There were Mexicans. It was a bunch of Mexican Hebrew Israelites. Like all of them were Mexicans. They were like Jose Israelites. It was a bunch of Jose Israelites. I'm like, what in the hell is this? Yeah, all of them were Mexican. I love TikTok Shop. They were standing on the corner yelling, read, and the word says, let there be light. What? What the hell? What the hell? And the God made the earth and the sea and the ocean. It's a bunch of Mexican Hebrew Israelites. I'm like, what in the hell is this? The hell? Man. Hey, Israelites, what's going on with that? What's going on with that? Yeah, y'all saw it there. Yeah. There's a bunch of Mexican Hebrew Israelites out here. Man, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that's about. Hey, but knock yourself out. Lord.
Oh, the Hebrew Israelites is not going to like this. They ain't going to like this. They not going to like this. Shout out to everybody in the building. We got 100 people in the building. That is after 12.
So the Dominican Hebrew Israelites in New York. Right. Man. Oh, goodness. Okay, let me see who we got. Mouse. What's up, Mouse? Let me get Mouse in here. Mouse got the hands up. Mr. Mouse got them hands up. Okay, I can't. I was trying to get you up, but your account is janky, so I don't know how to bring you up. All right. Let me see who we got. Let me see. John Banu. Let's get John Banu in here. John Banu. We get one more person in because I do need to get some rest. I need to rest up. Let me see. John Banu in the building. John Banu, hop on in. Cornelius. Let's try Cornelius. Let me get a few of y'all in here. I'll get a few of you. Who is this? What's up, brother? Who's calling? Who's this? Okay. All right. Both of them left. Okay, let's get Knucklehead in here. We're going to get one more because everybody's starting to not say stuff. Shout out to everybody in here. Respect to y'all in here. Cornelius, what happened, brother? Let me see who we got. Cornelius, you can hop on if you want to. Let's get Coke Maceo, something like that. Hold on, because I hate when everybody. Let me see.
We're not doing this. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to everybody in the building. Dang. Shout out to everybody in the building. Oh, dang. It's after 12, family. I got to get up super early tomorrow. So you know what? I'm probably going to end it now. I'm probably going to start the stream. If I could stream tomorrow, I'm probably going to start like at 6 Eastern Standard Time. So we don't have to run into this issue again. But yeah, it's after 12 and I got to get up super early and I got to go to my daughter's school also. So I got an appointment and I got to go to my daughter's school. She having a play. My baby mama going to be there. So she taking off work. I'm taking off. So, you know, we got to be there for my daughter. So yeah, let me get to bed. But before I do, I want to say shout out to Justin March, my first moderator who gifted 10 memberships. Family, if Justin March gifted you a membership, make sure you say thank you and make sure you keep it going. You can upgrade it, you can downgrade it, but keep it going. Salute to That's Amazing who came through and dropped some jewels. Again, if you drop jewels, make sure you drop a comment. Make sure you drop a comment so I can see, like tag it because YouTube and StreamYard doesn't show me it. Shout out to LB360 for the 2. Shout out to CD No Handle for the 2. Shout out to Justin March for the 2. Shout out to East Coast Kev for the 5. Shout out to Milton Allen for the 2. Shout out to CD No Handle for the 5. Shout out to Madison for the 199. Shout out to Milton Allen for the 2. Shout out to tag. Let me see. I messed that up. Who is that? Did I click the wrong person? I think I clicked the first. Let me see. I gotta go back to the top. I think I clicked somebody twice. All right, I'm back. Monty Burner for the 2. Shout out to Con Guru for the $4.99. Shout out to Carlette for the 20. Shout out to Con Guru for the $4.99. The double up. Thank you so much, family. If you want to support the stream, PayPal, Cash App, go subscribe to my second channel. We're trying to build that channel. As you can see, I just got flagged. So this channel, this live stream is probably not even going to be up when I end it. Shout out to everybody in the building. Just continue to support me. Thank you, Diasporian. Thank you. Dag, CD home handle. We didn't get to it. Because again, I didn't know it was because we ran kind of late. Because we didn't get to it. But best believe tomorrow, first thing I'm doing is the Dennis Sterling. First thing I'm doing. Dennis Sterling. But yeah, I'm going to bed because again, I got to get up super early. Oh, look, you probably was the one who was flagging me, FBA for life. So let me just put you on timeout real quick. No, I didn't see that movie. I'm probably gonna go see it. I've been super busy. Like I ain't have time to do that. That's why I'd be starting the live stream so late. Like I'd be super busy. I don't know what's going on with those two, but yeah, I'm ending this stream. Again, thank you to everybody who came through, who showed support, who showed love. Much appreciated. Thank you. Shout out to everybody. Good night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you at. No, she having a show. She ain't getting married. Yeah, like she's doing like a play at school. But yeah, shout out to everybody. Yeah, play. It's a play. But yeah, shout out to everybody. So yeah, I'm gonna end this video here now because it's getting late. So just make sure y'all subscribe to all my channels. I'm streaming from like 3 different channels right now. Subscribe to all of them. Because who knows? I might not even be able to go live from this channel tomorrow. So I might have to go live from one of the other ones. So yeah, subscribe to all of those channels. And on that note, family, peace.